TV shows be like that though. Villains after they join the heroes. The same villains back when they were the big bad of season 1. Vegeta would like to have a word. As would Spike from Buffy. I just finished season 2. I'm super excited to see how they turn him into a good guy, he's such an asshole. But I love the tiny moments he has that show he can change, like when he tells Gohan he showed Krillin mercy when he took his Dragon Ball, just like Krillin did to him before he left Earth. Nah, this def applies to him. In his first appearance it took the combined efforts of Goku, Gohan, Krillin, and even Yajirobe to beat Vegeta. Then Namek happens and suddenly he takes Piccolo's role as second strongest because somehow, with just a few days of training, Goku totally eclipses him in power. After that he firmly secures himself into the position of second fiddle. I like where your head is at. And Majin Buu as of Super. All of the team, really. Yamcha and Tien were badasses in Dragon Ball. Once we get to Z they're all weak AF. Man, y'all must have forgot that Piccolo was the big bad guy in before Dragon Ball Z. Frieza, too. LMAO true. Holy shit, I came to mention Vegeta and lo and behold it's the first comment. Nice. Gajeel and Lexus from Fairy Tail. I think I misspelled those names. Seriously, I haven't read the most recent chapter of Super yet, but last month he appeared to finally be stronger than our boy Carrot Cake. Benjamin Linus is the counterexample to this. Evil to the core. Ma Jr. though. That's immediately who I thought of, LOL. Even in that little peacetime interim episode he has a badass Fu Manchu mustache and bad man on the back of his hot pink shirt. Vegeta is so great. Or Negan for that matter. Ironically Buu fits this meme perfectly, but it makes sense canon-wise. The androids a little less so. Green Ranger too. Kinda like Zuko. He didn't get nerfed like what this meme implies. Hi, Zuko here. He didn't start off super strong either though. This is the trope done right. In S1, Zuko is very threatening because he is the most powerful threat persistently following the gong, demonstrated already in EP2, Zhao is weaker than him. Zuko also steals aim from Zhao, showing that Zuko is by far the superior risk. Zuko will stop at nothing to pursue and capture our protagonist, where again, Zhao has other goals like defeating the Water Tribe. The gong is at risk from Zuko because he is a better fighter than Sokka, a better bender than Katara, and morally unchained unlike Aang. He also has a ship and its crew under his command. In S2-3, this completely changes. By the beginning of S2 Katara has already beaten Zuko in a rematch, Aang has shown his elusiveness, and you have Zuko dealing with his own issues. He stops being a serious threat. By the time he comes to join the team, he faces 2 master waterbenders, 2 master airbenders, no forgetting Appa, and 2 master earthbenders, and Sokka the swordsman. He is so outclassed that they shrug him off and wash him away at first. The power scales had completely shifted. Season 1 Zuko, I will capture you Avatar, so that I regain my honor. Season 3 Zuko, hi, Zuko here. I wouldn't really say that. Zuko went through a fitting transformation. In book 1 he was the big bad. There were some moments of, ah man, I feel bad for him, but fuck him. He isn't as grey. Book 2 sees him taking a backseat role, more akin to a side character, while Azula takes his place. He is struggling to find where he belongs, and what his destiny is. Book 3 shows a continuation of his inner struggle, until he finally joins Team Avatar. He's still a powerhouse and can hold his own in a fight, he has just found where he belongs and his destiny. I have terrible news. I've lost my stuff. I kinda meant that he was angry and salty, strong wasn't really what I was going for, but then he became chill and mellow, not really weak or something. Zuko's great. I love his character development. One of the best emo. Zuko at the start is emotionally unstable and not so powerful, whereas Azula is the opposite. By the final season during their last fight they switch these roles and Zuko has Azula's strengths while Azula is the mentally unstable one. Hey, Zuko here. Winter Soldier. For real. He was going toe-to-toe with Cap in WS. By IW, Bucky is just some guy with a gun. Bucky in W.S, I'll kill Cap with my teeth and destroy the city single-handedly. Bucky in Avengers, help me teach a lot. Bucky is my favorite MCU character. What they did with his storyline is infuriating. In Winter Soldier, he basically single-handedly works over every Avenger in the building and escapes. He's a walking army. He then has a huge story arc where he gets frozen, gets a new vibranium arm, and proceeds to have about 30 seconds of screen time with no action aside from firing a gun. The only redemption is he obviously knew Steve wasn't coming back from his time traveling. Wildly insulting to the character. His D-end show better kick some ass. To be fair, he was introduced as the BFF of the hero, so it's kind of a face-heel face turn. Also Scarlet Witch. Remember when Vision was up when he arrived and did jack shit in the other Avenger movies? Well, he did manage to paralyze Rhodey. God, Vision was absolutely wasted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. He was for some reason unable to defend himself in Infinity War, which pissed me off. To be fair, he did jack shit even in his movie. His Ultron laser beamed a few. The biggest thing he did was cut him off from the internet and then faint from that action. Jaime Lannister. Well, you gotta hand it to him, he has a reason for it. LOL, Jaime did a 360. Bad, good, bad again. I never really cared about the people. Gara. They did my boy wrong with that haircut as well. Nah, looking at his two fights against Kimimaro and Deidara, he seemed way more powerful than back in the Chunin exams arc. He did basically lose both those fights, but Kimimaro was indestructible without that illness and Deidara also had an S-tier ability. And even worse, Orochimaru. Early Orochimaru still makes me shiver when he's on screen. And then he goes to lose pretty much every fight he's been in. Gara is a really bad example, he's strong the whole time. Not a good take, LMAO. Same thing in video games. After a really hard boss fight, the boss will become good and join your team only for them to either be completely useless immediately or be good for a bit and then quickly fall behind everyone else. I ended up beating Persona 4 Golden's final boss with the 4 original party members. Or even better, Jedi Fallen Order. Magus damn near kills your entire team in a 3v1. Joins your team and is only good for spamming slightly more powerful magic spells that use a shitload of MP. GLaDOS literally turns into a potato. Man, 8-year-old me was so disappointed when Galactus in LEGO Marvel Heroes wasn't the size of a building and instead was just regular size. Sad face. Inajima 11. You fuckers kicked my ass 3 times, how can a rando on the street stop all your techniques? This happened in Tales of Symphonia and a few other JRPGs. A character you had since the start ends up being a boss fight later in the game. They all of a sudden have a much larger health pool, moves I never had access to. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers bosses are exactly like this meme. Did someone say? Mass Effect. Yasuke was like level 25 for me when I beat the final boss. Yeah, Nocturne is like that too, except by the time you can fuse one of the bosses they are actually really good for when you can first get them. Loki. To be fair, he was fighting Thanos, in the battle in which he lost. Beat me to it? I was legit a minute late. Wasn't the only time he was powerful when he had a stone? Polnareff. Kakyoin. Avdol got nerfed harder after that fight, Imo. That might have been the only fight in part 3 Avdol just wins hands down. Polnareff was pretty tough, he took out a lot of the stronger foes that season. I do admit he did have to be saved like 4 times. Scar from FMA 2. Wait, what? How? Piccolo. Tien got it worse. This was peak Piccolo right here. Brutal and pure evil. Exactly what I thought. Except for Zuko, BOI got even better. I mean, there was a whole episode where he lost his mojo and had to ask the Aztecs for it back. Dio had never seen such bullshit before. Does Dio ever join the heroes? Lapis with a cracked gem easily overwhelmed all the good guys and also stole the ocean. Lapis as a good guy was just depression personified. Lapis as a good guy dropped a building on Blue Diamond and is the only one who is able to resist her powers. She never stopped being ridiculously strong. I watched So for the first time with my sister who had already seen it, and the whole time I'm just like, Lapis is way more powerful than literally everyone else. It's elaborated on in Steven Universe Future in episode 8 Why So Blue. Gajeel. And Juvia. Dude was literally torturing a woman for fun and then was just like, yeah fine, I'll be a good guy now. The power scaling of Fairy Tail was its worst part, no sense of progression, and the powerful mages change for absolutely no reason. I don't know how to put Gajeel into this, after all, he was supposedly super strong at the end. Excuse me, Kitra would like to have a word with you. Edit, thanks kind stranger for the gold. This is my first award. She-Ra Netflix edition is just as good as the original. Different style, love the comment heartsuit. Kitra was honestly way more competent than the heroes when she was a villain. I wish I could give you an award, but I am afraid I am poor AF. Tien and Piccolo. I'd say Yamcha, but he was always mediocre. I don't know what this Yamcha is, but it sounds disappointing. Didn't Yamcha technically beat Goku during their fight in DB? The Dark Archer from Arrow. Beat me to it? He isn't that bad though. At least not yet, season 3. I don't know. He's pretty consistently a badass. Oliver just gets way more skilled while Dark Archer stays around the same, doesn't get any worse. Peridot. Absolutely. I still can't believe this angry little slice of pie used to actually be cool and intimidating. I bet if Peridot wanted she could have built another set of limb enhancers. She did build a pretty epic robot without any trouble. If she wanted she could have scavenged enough Arrow 1 gem tech from the kindergartens, ruins, and spaceship wreckage to be pretty effective. Technologically outdated, but powerful nonetheless. After the Claude incident though, she kind of focused on living on Earth. Not doing missions for the Diamond Authority etc., she didn't really have a need for them. And it's not like anyone was expecting the diamonds to arrive when they did. No one was prepared. I think she becomes stronger, she got magnetic telekinesis, she just lost her intimidating appearance. I actually liked her arc a lot. She went from the most intimidating character to the least intimidating, but now she's lovable as hell. LMAO Aizen did both but still stayed the picture below. Yeah, but that's Aizen, man, the guy is a weapon, in all aspects. Praise Chair-sama. I suffered through the last arc of Bleach just because I had already wasted so much time on it. I had to see it through, but that was one of the few moments I actually got excited about. Not really joined but kind of Negan from TWD since they let him alive, although he ruined my boy Glenn. But on the other hand, Negan is one of those bad guys you love and hate at the same time. Negan is the best written villain in TWD. I still have PTSD from season 7 episode 1, hadn't read the comics, had no idea. Glenn I was met on, but Abe was my absolute favorite. I was expecting it, but it was still a bummer. All of Fairy Tail. There were like 10 OGs, then everyone else that joined were individuals and guilds that were bad and got defeated LOL. When you unlock a boss in LEGO Star Wars. Dragon Ball Z. Rude. Steve from Stranger Things, but not cause he was the big bad, he was just a dick. Steve had one of the best character arcs I've seen in recent memory. Wait, when you say root do you mean root from person of interest? Cause she defo did not get nerfed LMAO. Looking at you Hi-I. Hi-I got way stronger though. More like you Kaido. Why didn't they ever use his word game ability again? Hi-I was an absolute beast throughout. Hi-I destroyed the dude with the unbreakable armor and then fucked people up in the Demon Tournament arc. Nico Robin. She's one of the strongest on the crew. Definitely didn't get nerfed. I think her issue was she had the least growth in strength after the time skip. Robin's last fight was in the Skypiea arc 17 years ago. Robin still played a huge part of the series in the Water 7/N Ice Lobby arc, but she still hasn't had a great combat role in any arc. Like when she was introduced in Skypiea I thought she was stronger than Sanji, but it's clear that he as well as other members of the crew have had more focus and grown a lot. For example, in Dressrosa where half the crew was gone she still didn't do anything, all she did was be a human meat shield for Rebecca, another disappointing character. As Mrs. All Sunday she was showed to be a master of espionage and assassination, and I wish she could do that again and not just read some stones and occasionally obliterate fodder. After all these years, I'm still kinda upset that Magus wasn't as powerful when he joined you in Chrono Trigger. When you unlock the villain as a playable character versus the villain during story mode. Heroes. Apollo Creed. Peak Apollo Creed was the GOAT. Spike. Gosh, he was horrifying sadistic villain until he wasn't. But I almost feel like that was an intentional jab at the trope. Spike from what? He got a little better in Angel Immo. Nobody is saying Toru from Jackie Chan Adventures? I'm ashamed. Damn it, you beat me to it. Vegeta and Piccolo. Looks at the diamonds from Steven Universe. For real, how did Steven manage to toss all three of them bitches when corrupted face with tears of joy? Loki from the MCU. Actually the Italians fought way better for the Allies than they did for the Germans. Except the Eastern Front, but everyone fought like monsters there. Zuko only got better. Kenichi Joji, Digimon Emperor, Digimon Season 2. For whatever reason this was my first thought too. The scars from Mob Psycho? Nah, they did some great shit in the second season, they were just up against a monster of a psychic. They were against kids in season 1. They never were that strong. TT, anime, MCU, and Zuko. RPGs are even worse. Like, hang on Beatrix, you used to be able to one-shot the entire party? Props for the FF9 reference. Top from Season 6, Episode 104 and Not Normal. Bottom from Season 2, Episode 39B The Fry Cook Games. Fucking Crowley. I had to scroll too far down for this. I'd have to disagree. Crowley was bad, then used his allegiance with the good guys to become more powerful. In SW Rebels, Callus was useless as a Imperial commander, or whatever his rank was. Gajeel from Fairy Tail. Shout out to my boy Captain Buggy, ha. Dude, he never joined anyone and he went toe to toe against Hawkeye by letting himself get sliced up. I see no power downgrade. Starscream in Transformers Prime. Like the Mario RPG on SNES. I was like, wow, I got Bowser on my team. He's going to become huge, burn everything and stomp all these enemies. Nope. Steven Universe with Peridot for sure. That's who immediately came to mind for me as well. Before, menacing, calculating and cold. After, thoughtful, empathetic, and goofy. She's my second favorite character in the franchise though, right after Pearl. Sir Crocodile, but that was the point. It was to show that badasses in the first half of the GL were nothing compared to the badasses of the New World. Orochimaru from Shippuden to Boruto. I don't know why, but I don't get this LMAO, maybe the way it's phrased. Or I'm just stupid. the villain when they join the good guys vs the villain when they were still a bad guy. Baron von once bad then good then bad again Beaver. Any DB character. Piccolo, Vegeta, kind of Frisia, View, and Beerus like alright damn. Scar from FMA. FMA, 2003 nah, he was a complete badass from start to finish. FMAB, yeah, he got nerfed fairly quickly. Crowley and Castile be like Black Panther and Winter Soldier. Literally Guild Hunter and Hendrickson from 7 Deadly Sins. Within a matter of episodes they both become weak and irrelevant. I was think Survivor at first, but the villains on HVV were never like the first picture. It's the same with games. Hello, Zuko here. We were bad, but now we're good. Zuko objects. Well, except Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Zuko would like word. Junior Soprano to a T. Speedwagon. Piccolo has left the chat. Let me tell you the story of Dinobot. Thanks for watching. If you could like, subscribe and comment best Reddit stories for more Reddit videos.